Hello everyone, it's Julie from sproutsandstems.com here, and today's video is going to be all about how to grow pothos from cuttings the easiest way, featuring my cute little pearls and jade pothos. So before I get into that, please take 2 seconds to subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss any new planty content from me. Check out the links in the description for my Patreon and YouTube membership for exclusive content, plant help, and more perks. And also in the description will be a link to where I'm posting all the resources from today's video, the plants, the propagation supplies, etc. And now I'll get into the video. So first of all, I actually already propagated the cuttings. So I have them right here and I have some roots growing on them already so you guys can see exactly where and how the roots grow. So we will hop over to footage of when I originally took these cuttings, which was on January 20th, and today is February 13th. And then after that, we'll jump back and I will show you what the cuttings look like today. Okay, so now what you'll see me doing in this clip is I'm going to be taking 3 different cuttings off of this pearls and jade pothos. So I'll just kind of talk over that and explain what's going on and the process. So the most important part to propagation is the nodes. And the nodes are where new growth comes from. So that's anywhere a leaf is growing out of, anywhere there's an aerial root, anywhere there is another stem that is grown out of a main stem. All you have to do to find a node is, one, either look for like growth points or just cut in between 2 leaves, especially leaves that are close together like this. You can cut in between 2 of them. The reason why you want to cut in between one, or at least right underneath one, is because you want that growth point to be on the part that comes off of the plant so that new roots will grow out of that. And you'll see this on the cuttings in the next part of this video. It's also helpful if you have aerial roots on the cutting. It's not necessary, but that can kind of speed up the process a little bit because aerial roots can turn into new water or soil roots. And since I mentioned water, that I personally find is the easiest way to propagate pothos. While soil propagation is easy, I think water propagation is just like the ultimate easiest level of propagation because 1, you can see what's going on. There's no wondering, like, are roots growing yet? Are they not? And 2, because it's extremely low maintenance. You don't have to water anything. You don't have to make sure the moisture level is correct. All you have to do is add a little bit more water when you see it's starting to evaporate. So that's what I'll be doing with these cuttings, water propagation. And once I finish taking my 3 cuttings from this plant, I will put them into that propagation station, fill it up with water, and just set them in bright indirect light. And other than just refilling the water like I just mentioned, it's pretty much just set it and forget it until you see roots. Okay, so these are what the cuttings look like today. I'll hold up each one of them and show you, but so far it looks like water roots have grown out of what used to be aerial roots. That's why aerial roots aren't crucial for propagation, but they can be very helpful in speeding up the process because those aerial roots can turn into water roots. Yeah. So these are not quite ready to pot up yet, but I wanted to, since I had roots growing already, I just wanted to get this video out and show you guys. And look, this one is a nice cute new little leaf. Look at the beautiful pearls and jade. And then I'll show you the last cutting. Was it this one? I think it was this one. Yeah. So I want to wait until these roots probably get like around twice as long as they are now. before I pot them up. But what I will do is once the roots are like 2 to 3 inches long, you really just want to go by root length. You don't want to go by time. Like after 1 month, you can pot up the cuttings because so many different factors can affect how fast the roots grow. So you really just want to go by what the roots actually look like. So once the roots are all ready to pot up, I will pot them. I was thinking about either putting them back in here to make like a fuller plant or putting them in their own pot. I'm not quite sure yet, but if these 3 were to go into their own pot, you would want a pot like that big. Okay, so this won't be the pot that I'm using, but I actually don't think I have any small enough terracotta pots right now. I just wanted to give you an example. This pot, I would go either this size or a little bit bigger. Yeah, either this size pot or a little bit bigger for just 3 little cuttings like this. And always good if it has a drainage hole, which this one does not. You do not want to over pot cuttings, which means to plant them in a pot that is way too big for them. Because I know some people might think, well, the plant will grow into the pot, but what will actually happen is that all that excess soil is going to hold on to moisture when you water the plant. And these poor little plants aren't going to know what to do with themselves, and they're going to get overwatered and die. Stick to an appropriate size pot for your plants. And then for pothos, you can just use a regular well-draining potting mix. You can literally just use like a store-bought bag potting mix, and if you want to add a little bit more perlite to it for more drainage, that's fine too. So once you do that, water it, give it a good watering, make sure to keep it moist as these little cuttings go from having only water roots to developing their soil roots. You don't want the soil to dry out totally. Pothos like to remain moist an inch or 2 down the surface, below the surface of the soil anyway, so that is how you would care for this plant anyway. For a species or a variety like this with lots of variegation, bright indirect light is ideal because variegation needs light in order to maintain those colors. But for pothos, medium light, bright indirect light, both fine. And then eventually these cuttings will establish themselves as a legit plant. Everything will be legit. And what you can do if you want to grow your plant even fuller and have it a little bit bigger like this, not that this is big, but like bigger than the 3 cuttings, is you can just continue that cycle. Once your cuttings have grown enough to where they have some extra growth, you can take another cutting, propagate those, plant them back in the pot, and you can kind of just continue that cycle of growth for a bigger plant. That is it for today. Thanks so much for watching. Let me know what you're propagating right now, if you're propagating anything. I will see you guys next time.